All right, it's time for us to do our test. So I am back in Visual Studio Code, and we can close up some of these files. I'm going to leave index.js open, and I'm just going to kind of clean things up here so that we can see what we're doing. Using control backtick again puts us into our terminal, and we can do a node-v to double check, and we're in fact in version 12, so we're going to nvm use 10. Okay, so we can be ready to run our test. One of the things that I would suggest, because we've kind of been, come on, there we go. Been sort of bouncing around a little bit. I would like to restart the Domino server, which is going to restart the IAM server and all of that, just to give us a nice clean look here. One of the errors that we were getting was a time, like token issued in the future error. And basically what we want to do is make sure that we have the server clock and the main clock on the workstation in sync. So reboot now. Let's just let that reboot. We'll wait here for a second and come back when it's done. Okay, we're back and we're going to log in as the notes user, and we're going to go into our IAM folder and we're going to start our IAM server. So node im-server.js with the ampersand, and that's going to wake it up and let it run. Okay, Domino's running, IAM is running, we are ready to test. So you'll see here in the console, we're in the authorization code flow folder, and in fact, in order to run this test, we need to be out one folder in the examples. Let me just clear the screen here. Okay, and the command to run this whole thing is npm run auth_code_flow. The reason that's set up that way is that HCL did do some scripting work that takes care of some of the things that we need to worry about for us. So press enter, and I thought as much. Right, okay, find module koa. So from a couple of videos ago, you'll remember that we received, or at least I said that we would likely receive an error with respect to these node packages that need to get installed. So let me, actually I can stay up there, let me go up here and let's just clear the screen. So here's what we need to do in order to fix this problem. I've got myself a list of modules, or the packages that we need to install. So npm install, and follow along with me. Koa dash body, koa dash router, koa dash session, koa dash EJS, UUID, node dash Jose. And as it turns out, there's a couple of others that we got errors on that aren't listed there that need to be installed as well. So GOT makes me think of Game of Thrones. GOT is one of them, and the other one is OpenID-client. npm install koa, koa-body, koa-router, koa-session, koa-EJS, UUID, node-Jose, GOT, and OpenID-client. Enter. And let all of those get set up and running. Okay, clear the screen again, and now we can go back to it. So it is npm run auth code flow, enter. And provided everything was typed in correctly, we should get a little message that says that we can open up our browser and run to localhost 3002. So let's do that. https://localhost 3002. So what we're actually pointing our browser at is the program, the Node.js program, auth code flow that we just ran. And here is the IAM service login screen that I mentioned from the documentation before. So we log in as our user, which is Mr. Sulu. I should have made his email address Mr. Sulu at c3ug.local. Oh well. And the password, and press enter. Now, I'm going to let this run. So you can see up here that this is chugging away. Aha, we have an error. Let's go back to the console and see. Token issued in the future. Okay, so this was something that we've seen before. And the best way to deal with this is to install a module on the Linux server that lets it keep in sync with time. So I'm just going to pause the video here, prep for that. We'll come right back and we'll carry on with this video and show you how to do that. Okay, we're back. So what we need to do is install something called the NTP service on CentOS. So I've got a blog, basically just search for NTP in Linux or CentOS, and you'll get the instructions. So here's what we got to do: yum install NTP. So let me switch over to this guy. Let's see if we can make this all work on the screen at the same time. Okay, so yum install NTP. And you need to be root, of course. Okay, su root, Canada rocks. Let's clear the screen. Yum install NTP. Yep, that is all okay. All right, so we've got that installed. Now, the next in the blog here, let me change up my screen size so that we can sort of work our way along here. So we need to go into the Etsy folder and ntp.conf. ntp.conf. So there is a file, so let's do vi ntp.conf. I'm pretty sure we don't need to make any changes here at all. Restrict 127, yeah, this is all fine. Okay, so :q to close that. So you can see from down here, service ntpd start, service ntpd start. Oh, of course I did it for the wrong, Graham. Okay, let's see if we can save ourselves. Systemctl start ntpd.service. Yeah. Okay. Of course, it said it right there, redirecting. Okay, so this is for Red Hat 7. Okay, so that should be enough. Let's exit out of root here, and we're back in the IAM service, and that should all be running. So we should be able to just switch right back and run our example again. So Control-C closes this. Now here's the interesting thing. It's going to be, so let me run it again. Because Mr. Sulu already authenticated with the IAM service, those credentials are cached. So if we come back to localhost 3002 and reload, let's take out all of that stuff and reload, it already knows Mr. Sulu has authenticated. Now, here's what I wanted to do before. I'm going to minimize this so we can see the output from the console, because I want to see the console.log that says that we're actually running. So let's see what kind of luck we have now. Kicking it off again. And you can see our browser's just slowly creeping along. This is that 5-second timeout thing that I was talking about before. Nope, we got ourselves another error. Reject is not defined. So it said calling create documents in Domino. Create option is not defined. Oh, I got a typo, don't I? Let's close that. I've got a typo. Where's my create options? That's up here. Let's just find it. Create options and create option. Look at that, Graham. Learn how to type. Control save. Control backtick, Control C. Let's run it again. And as soon as it tells us that we can run our browser, there we go. Okay, back here again. We're still in. Let's just pull it out here. Mr. Sulu is still logged in. Let's click on the continue button. And now we'll watch down here to see if we get a better result this time. Calling create documents in Domino. And we are successful. So we can see here documents created, and it gives us the universal IDs. Let's max this guy out here. And down here, this is the section that we added. Same thing, DominoDB created documents, documents created, and it gives us the universal IDs of those documents. This is the stuff that comes out of the IAM piece. And again, I'm not going to begin to be able to explain all of it, but some of the fun stuff here. So we've got an access token and then a refresh token. In the access token, we can see that it knows that we logged in as Mr. Sulu. We can also see the client ID, which matches the client ID from the IAM server. And we can also see that we were talking to the IAM server for authentication. We can see that it is the app1 user that was passed through for the confirmation. We can see that one of the things that we were trying to access is the domino.proton.db.access call, and again it confirmed that it was Mr. Sulu who we logged in as. So, you know, kind of geeky, kind of techy, not really very exciting, but it does confirm that the thing actually worked. And to further confirm that it actually worked, let's go back to our Notes client, and we'll go into our Node API demo, and you can see that there's a new document in there for me, and we can also see that it was created 2020, and even better, we can see that it was created by Mr. Sulu, which was really cool. And if you want to go down to the nitty-gritty details, we can actually see some of the stuff that is behind the scenes in this document. Okay, there's our successful test. We'll wrap it up here and talk about other things that you can do. We'll do a couple of closing videos here, but we'll talk about other things that you can do with this tool and kind of what's next. So we'll wrap it up here and talk to you in the next video.